Good morning, everybody. So I have purposely not mowed my yard so I could have all the herbs that are naturally growing. So I know a few of you have been wanting to learn more about herbs. So I wanted to kind of introduce you to a few herbs that are probably in your backyard. So we're going to start with a dead-headed nettle here. So you probably have this in your yard. And if you look, you can see that the top of this, it kind of has the leaf cap. So, and then the stalk of it is kind of squarish. You'll be able to feel that it has kind of hard lines. And then this one you can actually see the line here. See the line there that's kind of purpley? So, and it has like little bitty tiny purple blooms on it. So this stuff is really good medicinally. You can look up all the different benefits of it. But it is probably everywhere growing in your backyard if you haven't mowed yet. Let's see. So this is the dead-headed nettle. And I'm going to look for the henbit nettle. There it is. Henbit nettle is the other guy, right? And you see how these blooms are like right on top. They're like right on top of it. So it looks very similar. It has a similar stalk where it's square. You'll be able to feel it. It has edges. And then it has these purple flowers on top. So the deadhead nettle and the henbit nettle are kind of similar in uses. Again, go ahead and Google that for all of the things. But these guys are great. And then right next to, let's see, let me get a clear patch of chickweed. Okay. So this is chickweed, and right now it's getting ready to start blooming, and it's really hardy, and it kind of creeps around, and that's my little boy stomping it right now. Okay, so we'll go to a different pile. Let's see. Here's a ton of it. Oh gosh, dude, is the water on? Dude, sorry. Let me just turn this off. Oh, and look, here's the whole bunch of dead-headed nettle right here.
Hi.
Again. There's the tops. Okay, so this is chickweed. So it's long. It's real easy to pull. Real light. This is great for salads. You can eat this. It tastes pretty good. A lot of people are comparing it to spinach. So if you don't want to get out to the supermarket, it is kind of scary there. You can take this and take the leaves and eat it in a salad. So here is it just kind of growing everywhere. If you can look at the leaves, they're kind of rounded on the edges there. And then they're starting to flower, like I said. So you can take these tender leaves and put them in your salad. They're great. It doesn't keep in the refrigerator well. So you want to just kind of keep a big bushel like I got growing here and come out and grab some and eat it. But don't worry, it comes back like crazy. All right, so moving on. This is wild geranium. You might see this in your backyard too. So this has kind of been allowed to come up, and you can see it's getting ready to start blooming and flowering. So geranium is great for a lot of things, especially balancing any female energies. So yeah, check that out. I want to see exactly how I can use mine. So if anybody has any things that they are doing with theirs medicinally, let me know. Other than just kind of steeping it and smelling it. And you would want to do that with the flowers. But yeah, we'll Google that and see if there's any other medicinal uses. And then dandelions. Y'all know dandelions. Make a wish. All your wishes just came true, y'all. All of them. Okay, let's see what else we got over here. I'm going to try to locate some plantain. It is everywhere typically. So let me see where my patches are this year. I know there's some out in the front yard. I'm in the backyard right now. I did happen to mow the front yard. Okay, so right here is onions, wild onions. So I'm sure you've seen these pop up in some point in time in your life, in your childhood. So you can just clip the greens off of these and put them in your salads or whatever you want. If you run out of onions, come outside and get some, chop it up. It's really quite tasty. And can you imagine how good it is for you being in your backyard? Every plant, if you nurture it and take care of it, is keyed to you. So it might put a little more of something that you need into itself for you specifically. So it's great to grow your own veggies and harvest your own veggies. Look, here's this tiny little geranium coming up. See how much smaller it is than the other one? It's just real low to the ground now, but they'll come up like those other ones over there. Okay, and there's some more geranium. And some more chickweed. So this is what chickweed looks like before it has flowers on it. So right now this is just kind of low to the grass. This is underneath my pine tree right now. So you can get that. Hi Taylor, hi Kathy. Yes, dead-headed nettle, henbit nettle. I think henbit is Henbit, but I'm not sure. And chickweed. Okay. Did you just break my wind chime? Punk. Okay. All right, let's see what else we got here. Okay, so here's some wild strawberries. So they'll have these tiny, tiny little strawberries on there. You can eat them. They don't really taste that great. They're kind of more seedy than anything else. They just taste like green, but they are edible and they will give you vitamins and nutrients. It's just not as, tasty, I should say. So those are the wild ones. See kind of how small they are. And these are like regular strawberries, like the ones that you buy and can plant. But you can see they're very similar. These are just a little bit bigger. All right. Where's all my plantains at? They're usually everywhere. They're a little hard to see in the midst of all of my herbs growing in the back. Okay. I'm gonna walk over here to my herb garden that I've planted. All right, so this is stuff that I bought. This is thyme. Right here. So this happens to be German thyme. And then I got some lemon thyme that looks almost exactly the same, except for it has a lemony taste to it. And then this right here is oregano. And this one is Greek oregano. And this one over here is Italian oregano. You can see how the Greek is much darker. This is much more green. And this is a much more darker green. So this is the Greek. And then I've got some cilantro. I'm sure you all have seen all these at the supermarket, so no big deal. Okay, so moving on. Might have to walk out front to find some plantain. So I'm not seeing it. This is mint, everybody. If you haven't seen mint before, this is peppermint. And then right next to peppermint is spearmint. So the spearmint is a little bit darker. I planted them right next to each other and they've kind of intermingled, and that's how only reason I can tell them apart. This one is darker and this one is a little bit lighter shade of green. What? Oh, is there poop over there? We have dogs. My son likes to tell me when there's poop. Again, more dead-headed nettle with the dead head top. And then this is the henbit nettle with the flowers on top. And I have locked the gate. I see the poop, baby. Is poop? Where? Over there? Okay. All right. So, where are my plantains at? Oh. Okay, that was a dead mouse. We have cats. You see poop again? Here's some more wild geranium. So if you see this wild geranium, just all chickweed. Chickweed. It's okay. The poop can be there. We pick up poop for fun and get it out of the yard so we don't step in it. poops. He thinks we need to do that all the time, anytime somebody poops. Oh, here's the plantain. Okay. So it's going to be kind of like low to the ground. So you can definitely see this better once you mow. So if you look at the lines on the plantain, it goes all the way down to the base of the stalk, right? The lines. Okay, so this one is the narrow leaf plantain, and you can see that it is kind of long. So here is the broadleaf plantain. It's wider, but it still has the lines that go from the tip to the base. These are really good for if you have any wounds, any wound care, poultices. It's great for the skin. So if you're having any skin issues, you can take some, wash the leaves, make kind of like a tea out of it, and you can either apply it by compress, or you can dump the tea into your bath water and soak in your bath water with this plantain. So that's pretty cool. You can also eat it. Here's how you can tell wild strawberries. These are the blooms of the wild strawberries. And here's a little tiny wild strawberry starting. See how it's basically all seeds? It's pretty cool. But like I said, this will just turn red when it's ready, but it's not going to be that tasty. Alright, so plantain, broadleaf plantain, and narrow leaf plantain. All right, what else do I have in my yard that I know what it is? I'm working on an herb identification of every little thing growing in my yard, but I have not gotten very far yet. So a bunch of this is just wild strawberries, and you can use those leaves medicinally. And my baby's turned the water back on. Okay, so here's another really cool thing. In Arkansas, we have a lot of wild blackberries and raspberries. So this is a raspberry, and when you turn the leaf over, it's kind of shiny, right? And so that's how you can tell the difference between a raspberry and a blackberry. So this one's all raspberry, and it kind of has a shiny back to it, like a silver back. Here again, raspberry kind of has a shiny back. Oh, am I rotating my phone wrong? Okay, see, it has like a shiny back to it. So we're gonna go over here to where I have raspberries and blackberries intermixed, and I planted it kind of before I thought about it. I was like, oh yeah, well, I couldn't tell what was what, honestly. So here, we'll just try to, we'll see. So this one, see, it's all just green. So this is a blackberry. And let's see. Blackberry. Got any raspberries popped out yet over here? Is this? No, blackberry. So you can see it's just the same color green on the bottom if it's a blackberry. And it's like a shinier kind of white on the raspberry. So this is blackberry as well. Look at this crazy blackberry stalk that my husband's like, you need to trim it. I'm like, no, I want it to grow so high. Goodness gracious, I keep rotating my phone wrong. There we go. Okay. So, I'm going to try to stop rotating it wrong. So that's just plain green, right? So could you tell in the video that the other one was shiny? Let me know. Okay, let's check over here. Oh, here it is. See how this is a different color on the bottom of the leaf from the top of the leaf? Raspberry. Can you see that? So raspberries and blackberry leaves are really, really great for you. That's what my midwife, Maria Chowdhury, had me drinking, was red raspberry leaf tea, like my whole pregnancy. Red raspberry leaves. So if you're in the woods walking around, or if you have some stuff and you're like, oh, well, look at that. That looks like one of those berry leaves. Flip it over. And if it's whiter on the back, it's a raspberry. And if it's not, it's a blackberry. And then I've got my grapes growing, but I don't really see any. Oh, here's a little grape sprout. It's a tiny little sprout on my grapes. Oh, there's more little baby sprouts. So this big stalk here is a grapevine. It goes up and covers this whole archway. And you can see some of my raspberries creeping in. All of this. Oh, there's some forsyth, forsythia or whatever growing there. So this little guy here is a forsythia. So those are the ones that have like the long, like draping flowers that can be like purple, pink, those colors like that. Here's the little baby leaves popping up. So if you see this, it'll kind of be a climber and attach onto stuff. That's a forsythia. You'll really be able to see that whenever it starts to bloom. All right, going over here, this is sage. A lot of you are familiar with sage. This is garden sage. It stayed like this most of the winter. It really hasn't started putting out its new leaves yet. But you can make smudge sticks out of any kind of sage. Really, if you think about it, the smudging was really done with the herbs that were most prevalent in the area. And we don't really have, oh goodness, babe. I see it. We don't really have a lot of sage naturally growing, like the white sages and things like that, or the mountain sages like in Colorado. So what we do have a lot of in Northwest Arkansas is cedars. So cedars are where it's at if you're not allergic, which I do happen to be. But cedars, if you want to do a smudge stick, do it, girls and boys. All right, right over here is garlic. So you can see it's kind of growing up, kind of looks a little bit like onions. If you have some old garlic in your fridge right now, you can go outside and plant it. It'll come up like this. These are actually planted from last year. When I went to harvest it at the end of the year, they weren't very big because I got them in pretty late. But you can pull this out and you'd have a clove of garlic. It might not be as big as you're used to buying in like Sam's, because mine sure didn't turn out that way, but it could be soil quality too. Just the difference of where it's grown and what the constituents of the soil is. But this is garlic. So if you see that growing around, you can pull it up and check the bulb and you'll know what it looks like from there. More garlic over here. All right, what else I got growing over here? Got some dandelions. So if you look at the leaves of dandelions, they kind of look chopped, right? So dandelion greens are great. You can put them in a salad. You can eat the flowers themselves. You can make dandelion tea. You can also dig up the plant, which we'll do right here, and harvest the root. So just dig in there till you start filling the root structures with your fingers and kind of work it around. This one's in my bed. This is apple mint right here. It looks like other mint, but it's fuzzy. Oh, I didn't do a very good job. I broke the root off. Okay, so this is a part of the root, so I'm going to keep digging. It's best to keep the root intact so you know that for sure that was the root when you're first doing it. And I might have lost it altogether. Oh, here it is. So as I discovered yesterday of digging out wild daffodils, like these root structures are deep. It took quite a lot of finger strength to get it out. So you can just kind of follow the plant down and follow it and follow it and follow it and keep following it. Probably should have got a shovel. Wasn't anticipating digging in the dirt. So I broke that one off too. Okay, do you do better than me though? Go down until you get the root. Probably best to get a shovel. And then look, you got fishing worms. They just are popping out of the ground saying hi. If you do like to fish, you've got worms. Or you can just plant them back in your garden to do all the nice wormy things. Okay, what else we got over here? There's more dandelion leaves. And deadhead nettle. See the flowers are going to be underneath the leaves coming in. And nope, deadhead. Where are you, Henbit? I just saw you. Deadhead. Henbit nettle. Trying to see what else I got growing here. Well, that may be all for now. But that'll give you a good start, guys. If you want to go out and look in your backyard and see what you got, that'll give you a few herbs to start with. And I will keep adding more content as I learn more. I love you. I honor you. I am you. I am excited to hear all about your finds. So if you need any help with herb identification, I'll do the best I can. I'm no expert, but I will give you my knowledge. So if you have any questions about what plants that you have in your backyard, or if this is that one, just drop them in the comments below, and we will help you. Anyway, have a great day.